today I'm going to show you some ads that illustrate concepts in our chapter on consumer decision making. This is an example of what you need to do in your small group discussions using the June issue of Waco magazine. The first concept we're going to talk about is the idea of consumer involvement. Sometimes we're very involved in the decision, and sometimes we're not. And one thing that we don't usually spend a lot of time with is the idea of purchasing beverages. Here's an example of an ad that shows that. Blue Moon. There is a package, and there are two words, artfully crafted, because you know what? We're not going to spend a lot of time reading about a beverage, whether it be Blue Moon or Coca-Cola or Starbucks. It's a routine decision. We don't read a lot about it. But a classic example of an extensive decision is if you were buying a home. If you're buying a home, that's a very important decision, something you're going to live with a long time. You might read a lot of words about buying a home. And this is an example of a local ad for Coldwell Banker with lots of little type, but you could spend quite a bit of time if you're interested in buying a home. Another example, Shantix is a product to help you quit smoking. If you are considering stopping smoking, that's an extensive decision. You would probably be willing to read lots of words about that and about this product to help you quit smoking. The next concept is there are psychological influences on our behavior. One of those is perception. We are exposed to thousands and thousands of marketing messages a day. We do not see them all. We have a filter that is called selective exposure. To break through that, marketers do lots of things to get our attention. One is they do big ads. Here's an ad for Pepperidge Farms. Looks like a one-page ad. But no, you open it up, and this ad is actually 3 pages. That information would fit easily on one page, but they've made it big with lots of big pictures in order to get your attention because you have a selective exposure barrier. The next idea is selective retention. Once you see it, do you remember it? Here's an ad that I know people remember because we did a test in class. We looked at a magazine. I said, close the magazine. What ads do you remember? This one was almost unanimously remembered. It's big, a full page to help get your attention, and it's bright colors. And because it's big and bright, people paid attention. They also remembered it. Social influences on buying behavior include the idea of reference groups. Are you a part of a certain group? If you are, a marketer might use keys to that group to help get your attention and make you identify with that product. Can you identify with him or with these people? If so, CHAPS is saying we might be the product for you if this is your reference group. Also, again, note this is a 2-page ad to help break through that selective exposure barrier. Here's a smaller ad for Pure Genius. It also shows a reference group. All of these girls have on Baylor t-shirts. If that's a reference group that you identify with, then Pure Genius, a store in the Central Texas marketplace, may be somewhere you're interested in shopping. Another form of social influence on buying behavior is that of opinion leader. Now note, it doesn't have to be an opinion leader to everyone. This is Modern Drummer magazine. If you are their target, these people, these men, musicians, drummers, are opinion leaders. They're famous drummers. The brand is using their faces to be opinions in their field to get your attention and help you identify with that brand if you respect those drummers. The entire Got Milk campaign used opinion leaders. Here's Meryl Streep. She definitely would be influential or an opinion leader with the baby boomer crowd, not the Gen Xers around. Here's an opinion leader for people in Waco. This is a Waco ad. Kim Mulkey would not be an opinion leader if you saw this ad in New York City. They wouldn't even recognize her. But here in Waco, she's well known, and so Time Warner Cable is using her, illustrating the idea of social influence on buying behavior, an opinion leader. Next one is values, cultural influence of values. We as individuals and we as a society value certain things. Here's an example of a pedigree ad. Very small logo at the bottom, very big picture of a dog. Where does he look like he is? He's at the animal shelter. A little bit of copy telling consumers that pedigree helps dogs and animals in shelters. They're wanting to appeal to something that you also value. Sex appeal is a big value in our culture. And look how Sprint has has gone out of their way to make these phones look sexy. So sex appeal through telephones, think about it. But sex appeal is a big value. Sprint is using that. The entire issue of Waco one is focused on a value. See if you find out what that is. That would be an easy one to discuss in your groups. Another individual influence is gender, whether you're male or female. Here's Freddie Kish's car care ad. You think of car care as traditionally something that men are interested in. They are very specifically appealing to women with this ad. Attention, ladies, they're doing a car care clinic to appeal to women. Another individual influence is lifestyle. How do you live? Are you on the go? South Beach living is appealing to people on the go. You've tried on the go, but left nutrition behind. If you value nutrition and your lifestyle is on the go, South Beach living is a product for you. Another individual influence is age and or life cycle. We think of cruises as for folks, 20, 30, 40 years old. Carnival is trying to break through that stereotype and appeal to other ages. The headline Fun has no age limit. They show a very young person and a very old person. They're appealing to non-traditional cruise types with that ad. Another one, age and life cycle. I'm going to show the top of this ad. Preco Gun and Pawn. You see a gun. Who would you think this appeals to? Well, you think they're advertising to reach men, but look at the picture. It's more oriented toward women. They're trying to break the stereotype that sporting goods, sporting arms are just for men. Women, too, can enjoy hunting. They can enjoy their families. And Preco Pawn is a place for you, not just for men. Another influence is psychological, how we learn. Sometimes we have to learn by experiencing things. Have you seen an ad for perfume where you had a sample of the smell and you could experience it and you learned about the perfume by smelling it? Well, this is a great example of an ad. For the first time ever, technology was used so you could experience not just the smell of a product, but the taste of a product. And this ad came out in People magazine in February. You opened the foil strip, and guess what? It's gone. Somebody's tasted it. And you could put it in your mouth and taste what Welch's grape juice tasted like. So experiential learning as a physiological influence. There's also conceptual learning. Sometimes we can learn by hearing about something. We don't have to experience it ourselves. Here's 3 ads that are examples. Now, I could also use these examples to illustrate age or life cycle. Obviously, the person interested in this ad would be someone older or maybe someone who is making a decision for an elderly parent. These are 3 ads ran in 3 different months for Ridgecrest Retirement Home. I've selected these to illustrate conceptual learning because these are each testimonial ads. And each person has told something about living at Ridgecrest. What Ridgecrest is counting on is that you can learn from someone else's testimonial. So you don't have to be there, live there yourself, or even go there. You can learn about something through someone else, and that's what a testimonial ad is. Now, the final one is psychological influences motivation. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It begins with physiological and then moves up to security needs. And here's an ad that illustrates that for Hillcrest Lifeline. If you have Lifeline, you have peace of mind, security, aimed at older adults. Again, this could also be used to illustrate age or life cycle. Another ad illustrating security, safety needs is OnStar. OnStar here, lots of radio ads for them, helping you imagine, what would it be like to have had a wreck or be stranded without OnStar? They're appealing to your sense of fear. Conversely, if you have OnStar, you're going to have a sense of security. Call for help without saying a word, and you, with the rearview mirror, you know that you have been in an accident. The next form of need, going up Maslow's hierarchy, is a sense of belonging. This is for University Parks apartments. If you live here, you're going to be part of this crowd and be part of a group and help meet belonging needs. You might also use this as an example of an ad that illustrates reference groups. There are esteem needs. Here are two examples, ads with esteem needs. The idea that if you buy jewelry, this ad, you're going to feel really good about yourself. Or this one, very blatantly, the headline says, feel confident about your skin again. Hillcrest Aesthetic and Laser Center can help you improve your esteem and meet your motivational needs. So these are examples of the concepts in Chapter 5 and ads that illustrate the concept. Hopefully this will be helpful in completing your small group discussion project for Chapter 5.